Prior to commencing the technique, Gareth makes a thorough assessment of the hairlines and the hair density. Here, Gareth illustrates the angle of the sectioning. Gareth now combs the hair down, and holding the hair at one finger's width graduation, he cuts a line that works diagonally to the corner of the mouth. Here, Gareth illustrates the shape of the neck section to be cut. Gareth now cuts a line by lifting the hair straight up and cutting to the desired length as shown. In this case, Gareth is using the length at the very front of the first section. Gareth now takes a parallel section, lifts the hair as shown, and cuts using the first section as a guide for length. Gareth continues with the same cutting and sectioning method throughout this area. Gareth now cross-checks this entire section. This technique achieves a cool contrast between the geometric shape around the face and the more layered, textured interior. Gareth now works on the second part of the section by lifting the hair straight up from horizontal sections and cuts a square line that connects with the back of the previous section. The look is based on the 70s balance The Fall, but with a looser, dishevelled feeling. Gareth repeats this procedure on the second side, using the same sectioning and cutting methods as before. Before progressing further into the shape, Gareth checks the shape visually. Gareth divides the hair from the front hairline to the crown. He cuts a line that follows the shape of the head, but at a longer length than the hair through the underneath. Gareth extends this section into the nape. Lifting the hair straight up, he cuts a line from short to long. A second section is now taken in the same manner as before, vertically from the front hairline to the crown. This is then cut at a finger's width longer, mirroring the line of the previous section. The final section to the middle parting is approached in the same manner, and here Gareth shows the effect of the reverse layering. Gareth now repeats the same technique on the second side. He cuts the outline from the centre using the points of the scissors. This achieves a gently frayed perimeter shape. Gareth repeats the process on the second side, visually checking for balance. Gareth returns to the internal shape, elevating the hair and removing weight with a pointing technique. Notice how Gareth fans the hair out before pointing. Gareth continues the process through the reverse layered top. The different disconnected lengths fall away underneath. In the crown area, the longest lengths in the centre can be clearly seen. After visually assessing the movement, Gareth repeats this technique on the second side. Notice how Gareth points into each section independently. Gareth checks the shape has the correct weightless quality. The final sections to refine are through the fringe area, where Gareth bevels excess length and weight using slightly curved sections. Peter begins the technique by bisecting the top of the head in a triangular pattern as shown. Starting from the front hairline around mid-eye level, Peter has created a series of interlocking triangular shapes. After gently pre-lightening the hair within the zigzag section, Peter outlines the section using a fine slice technique with a combination of 25 grams of white up and 30 mils of 6% colour develop. Notice how Peter applies the lightener from roots to ends, but not directly contacting to the scalp. Using a classic tint application technique, Peter now colours the non-pre-lightened hair with the darkest colour. Starting at the front, he outlines the section with a combination of 60 grams of 4 mid-brown natural, 20 grams of 5/1 light brown brunette, with 20 grams of green-blue intensitone and 100 millilitres of 6% colour develop. After completing the internal separation, Peter now works on the underneath shape with a classic tint application technique, starting with the outline of the internal division, then the hairline. Using a combination of 45 grams of 5 light brown natural, 15 grams of 6/1 dark blonde brunette, 5 grams of cyclamen intensitone, and 65 grams of 3% colour develop, Peter colours the pre-lightened areas of the head. When complete, he folds the foil up to cover and separate the lighter tone from the darker base. Peter now progresses carefully up the head in the same manner. Here it's important to note that the colours do have to touch to ensure that the natural hair colour cannot be seen on the joining line. The cleanliness of the line is achieved by control of the brush and the amount of product on it. To complete the application, the last section at the front of the head is now coloured using the same technique. Peter now allows the application to process according to manufacturer's instructions. To complete the technique, Peter tones the bleach section by using a combination of 30 grams of 8/5 light blonde violet, 2 grams of pink intensitone, and 32 milliliters of 3% colour develop. And the finished look, a striking blend of exaggerated reverse layering, enhanced by subtle earthy tones of rich brown and dove grey.